a short story using many Scottish country dance titles, including a number from the Dance Scottish at Home Wednesday evening classes, devised by Kathleen Bruce. It starts as all good stories should. Once upon a time, a young lad called Johnny Walker set off from his home in Delvinside to meet up with two good friends. He drove through the braes of Breadalbane and on past the gates of the Red House. Arriving in the city, he stopped to watch the Glasgow Regatta before heading north to catch the ferry, admiring the beautiful colours of autumn in Appin on the way. Soon he was boarding the ferry and on his way over the water to Charlie, his friend from the Isle of Skye. With his friend on board, they were soon on the quarterdeck watching the dancing dolphins. Surely one was Pelorus Jack. Sailing on through the Sound of Harris, they finally arrived at their destination, Stornoway. Here the friends sat on the quay listening to the wild geese flying overhead, while waiting for the third member of the party to arrive. He was known as MacDonald of Keppoch. "Let's get this sorted," said Charlie. "He is coming on the Ullapool ferry, isn't he?" Soon the ferry docked and the friends headed into town. The next day they set off in haste to the wedding of their friend Scott Meikle, who was to marry his sweetheart from his school days, whom he first met at the trysting place. After the ceremony, the friends were invited to come to the ceilidh in the evening. They did just that, and after dancing a jig to the music, they were happy to watch, glass of glavar in hand, the lasses dance a Scottish lilt. Soon the tempo slowed, and it was time to dance the ever-popular waltz country dance. The evening finished with Auld Lang Syne. For the friends it had been a day of triple happiness: Mary's wedding, an excellent ceilidh, and a splendid whisky. Next day the happy couple set off on their honeymoon, crossing to the mainland and driving through the great glen along the shores of the loch, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Loch Ness Monster. Arriving in Inverness, they watched a demonstration of a capital jig. Continuing south, they passed the Bridge of Nairn, Huntly Castle and the Bach of Benahee. Here they stopped and met up with another friend from their school days, S.P. McNabb, and sitting in the lee rig, caught up with all the news before continuing on their trip to Aberdeen. Next day they did a little sightseeing, going over the Dee and over the Don, admiring the splendid Marischal College, enjoying a stroll in the Duthie Park, exploring the suburbs of the city, and agreeing that one lived up to its name, Airy Hall Delight. Lastly, they visited a display of the blooms of Bon Accord before raising a glass for a toast to Aberdeen.